And we are live here on Hot Tag Takes on HamiltonRadio.net, channel HR2. I am your host, John BRECKO, here with my Tay, here with my trash, just hidden behind the TV. Oh, man, I'm feeling good. I smell like shit, though. I smell like rain. It's raining outside. I don't know how much I like that. You sitting in with me?
I'm sitting in with you.
Oh, wow. You never do this.
Yeah, I know.
You must be feeling pretty today.
I am.
Yeah, nah, no.
So tell you to switch seats.
Yeah, normally you ain't feeling this pretty, man.
I know. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no, man. I would be happy to have you on. I'm surprised you're coming on. You never do this. Normally,
Well,
you're just
actually-
sitting there
actually
talking.
Stand up. Stand up.
Why am I doing this? Why am I standing?
Because we're going to get the other chair.
Oh, okay. You want to get the comfy chair.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
And
I
grab
didn't
it.
realize what we were doing at first.
Yeah, there we
Yo, do you remember the show Ed, Edd, and Eddy?
go. Oh, yeah.
For
I haven't
about-
seen that in a while.
For about the last 10 fucking minutes while you were standing there, you were looking like one of the characters from Ed, Edd, and Eddy, like one of the parents, though. Because they always had like a head, or you never saw, or they always had like a hand show up, or you never saw them, their full head.
I mean, like in Charlie Brown, you only see the feet.
Yeah. Like, you know, yeah, like
Yeah.
you never heard the teacher in Charlie Brown either.
No, you know,
Wah,
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 wah. But Mrs. Carter. Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah, man. Oh, that's classic.
So how's your day going?
I mean, my day's going good, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know me. I get to deal with the last lesson of my day, you know, the tantrum at 7:30 p.m. But no, he did good today, man.
did good?
He
Okay.
went from swimming with 3 backpacks to 1. He's swimming across the pool with it.
Okay.
Kid's doing awesome. He's only 3 too.
Oh, okay. He's
Yeah,
on
no,
3.
he's
Okay.
fucking champ.
Yeah,
I love it.
he gets a little pass.
Yeah, the tantrums though are brutal.
Mhm.
If you could get past the tantrums, he's a good kid.
Good. Right. Yeah.
And
He'll grow out of it.
and you love this woman too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nah,
Oh, yeah.
he's good, man.
Well, you know, that's something I haven't done in a long time. I haven't been in a pool in like years.
When was the last time?
Oh gosh, let me see.
Because I was like that when I got my first guarding job. Like I hadn't been in a pool
Man.
in years, and
I'm
I
gonna say
remember
probably-
they were like, we have a lifeguarding test Saturday if you just
Yeah.
want to see what happens.
right.
And I didn't have shit else going on, so I took Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to just practice swimming as much as I could, and I ended up.
I wonder if it's like
passing.
riding a bicycle. You never forget.
It is.
Because I'm thinking maybe 15 years.
Okay,
Maybe a little bit longer.
that is a while.
Yeah.
I mean, on one hand, if you don't use something, you lose it, right?
Right.
But on another hand, there's also such a thing as muscle memory.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely true.
So, I
Right.
mean, the longer you
Muscle-
go without it, the
Mhm.
more time, in most cases, it would probably take for that muscle memory to kick in and come
Kick in.
back.
Right.
But at the same time, you could probably get on a bike and ride it tomorrow.
Right.
You know what I
that's
mean?
the irony, I haven't ridden a bike in like years either.
Well, how long has it been since then?
Probably about the same amount of time. 15, 18 years.
Because I haven't ridden a bike in a long time either. But again, we could
Right.
probably get on a bike tomorrow and be all right.
It'd be all right. Yeah.
So you could probably hop in a pool
same
and
way. Same
be
distance.
realistically fine. It's the same logic. It's a lot like riding a bike. The only time it's not is when you freak yourself the fuck out.
I know. If you're like
'Cause
oh,
I have people.
can't remember.
I have people like that get just nervous for no reason, even if they've done it before.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna try to attempt to do that this year if I can. And even if I get to do it once, is try to ride a bike or go swimming or both.
All
At least once. I don't know when, but at least once.
I really want you to come to strongman class, man. That's what I really.
I
want.
do. I do.
I was gonna say if we ain't even got money for that, how are we gonna get money for a swimming lesson?
Oh, is that well? That's true too. Well, I mean, just to jump in the pool one time. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
Just jump in a pool and hope for the best.
That's it. Yeah. Well,
That's
you
right.
see, the thing is, I'm paying for this beautiful studio that
Right.
we have here. I'm trying to improve on the technology, and I bought 3 new lights.
You got a bunch of new effects too.
Yeah, bunch of new effects and everything.
Just so everybody knows, we're going to do the next show from a robot gladiator tournament. We'll be covering it. It will be completely not real, and it will be in the background, and it will be fucking amazing regardless.
Oh, exactly.
And you will love every piece of it.
It might be a couple. It might be a couple of shows. It might be a couple of shows because we have to animate that.
Dude, listen, I will show up in like cyborg Viking gear, and it will be amazing. We will make it work.
Actually, yeah, we can make it work.
We will play Valhalla Calling by Miracle of Sound.
Right. Actually, we could do is we can do it everything in the green screen. I'll create the robot effects with the fighting. And I don't know if you and Ralph or PJ or all three.
I mean, I would just be down to just do shows in general, like with effects. I feel like that would just be cool.
It would be cool.
Like, obviously, like certain effects are gonna go with like certain shows.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if I talk about wrestling shows, robots fighing would make all the sense in the world and no sense at all at the exact same time.
Well, the Star Wars movie Mandalorian, they shot that without a green screen. It's all with a LED back screen with the.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah, it's really cool. I would love to get one myself, but the machine and it's
probably a lot of fucking money if Star Wars is doing it.
Just to do this backdrop here, if I wanted to do it, it was going to range around $18,000.
Oh shit!
Just to fill this part here. Jesus, so imagine if I had I wanted two parts, one here and one over there. That's $36,000.
Because I've been looking at because eventually I want to be able to have a home gym for myself. Mm-hmm. So and Abby wants that for me too. Because right now, obviously I have to be like most people and have a membership.
Right.
And
weights are not cheap.
No, they're not.
No.
Like the dumbbell rack in particular that I was looking at is like $12,000.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the dumbbells alone are like $30.
Yeah,
because I was
and those are the light ones too.
Yeah,
the light ones are that much. You start getting to the heavy ones, they really start getting expensive.
Because I was just I thought they're gonna be like maybe $10 or $20 at best.
No, you get a pair of 150s. They're maybe charging you $1 a pound.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
about $1.50 a pound. Because I needed the circular ones.
You get a pair of 150-pound dumbbells. That's about $500 right there.
Yeah, and I only need them for the mic stand. I needed one or two just to weigh down the mic stand. Yeah, or weigh down the lights. Yep. And I was like, oh man, that's expensive.
It's a lot.
A lot of money. I couldn't even find them used.
Yeah, man.
So that's why probably gym memberships cost so much money, because you're thinking like, oh, the weights are cheap, but they're not. Like you said, it's like $5-6 or $15,000, right? For the
But I mean, if you get a gym membership and you're able to use something in a space at any time in the day, 24/7 for $40 a month, I feel like that's a good deal.
It is. You figure $40 a month. That's $400. No, I'm sorry. No, that's wrong. That's $480 a year. So that's still.
But you can use it at any time during the day.
Right.
Like, because when I'm looking for gym memberships, right? Because I'm in the process of doing that now. Mm-hmm. Because we just moved. You know this.
Right.
And I'm looking for something that's 24/7. Because I have two jobs that I go back and forth between.
Right.
Plus this. So I need something where I can go there like late at night, because I know my ass is not getting up before work.
11:30.
That is not happening.
Nope.
Yeah, not even 11:30 at night. Even if it's just like 9 or 10.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But I need something I can go to reliably at that time.
Yeah,
that's when a lot of places start closing, like 9, 10, 11.
Right.
Most gyms don't stay open past 10 usually.
Yeah, a lot of gyms used to be open like 24 hours, or at least at 2 a.m. in the morning or something like that.
2 a.m.
Well, some.
Because I know like certain places that are open till like midnight.
Well, this is
like I think the only one commercial one that I know of that's open like that late is Lifetime, but I'm not paying for that shit.
Oh man, not to digress, but I remember just 7 years ago when I was doing Uber. That's when you were making some bank, and I picked up a couple people from actually one of my.
You don't
clients.
Make bank on Uber now?
Oh hell no!
Why not?
Check this out. It went from $3 a mile down to 80 cents a mile.
Why?
Uber. They just kept lowering the price. I used to get like $3 a mile.
Nah.
When I first started, then it went to $2. Then it went to $1. But between 16 and 2020, 'cause I did it for almost 4 years, but I was making like 1,500, 1,600 a week, easy. It was
I
like,
mean, what do you
And I didn't
make
put that
with
many
like
hours.
what do you make with like other places?
like Lyft.
Because I knew yeah, you work for Lyft too.
Oh
Right?
yeah, actually I was doing Uber and Lyft at the same time, and I was making just about the same amount of money, plus with tips. So it's like if I didn't have any rides on Uber, I would do Lyft.
Did they all keep lowering their prices?
Oh yeah, they both, because it's getting to the point. I wouldn't be surprised if it's almost at 40 cents a mile now or something like that.
I mean, but that's the thing, bro. If they keep doing that, eventually people are gonna start quitting. People
Yeah,
aren't gonna be
like
able
I
to
did.
get rides, and they're just gonna go back to taxis.
Just like I did.
And then people are really gonna be fucked.
Yeah.
Because if you think Uber and Lyft are expensive now, wait
Well-
till you ride a fucking taxi like back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the thing is, Uber was stressful. You had a clean car. You provided like little snacks and treats, for
Right.
the customer. It was like first class. You're supposed to give like first class service. That's why you're paying, $3 or $2.50 a mile. And
That's probably still less expensive than a taxi.
well, it is if you think about it. Like if you're gonna get, well, yeah, in a way, but plus it's almost like getting a limousine price, but a little bit cheaper. You're not paying $200-300 for a limousine ride. It's like to the airport.
Again, I'm also not paying for a taxi.
Yeah. So you figure, like from Trenton to Newark Airport, which is about 40 miles. So we'll say it was
That
about
would've been-
about $120, $115.
Yeah.
But and also the reason why you're paying for that because we're giving you water.
I mean, that
and
sounds
little
about right,
snacks.
though.
Yeah. Plus.
Is it really? Is it so? Wait, if it's 40 cents a mile, it's really like less than $20 now to get to Newark Airport from here.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold
Oh, yeah.
the fuck up. You got me wanting to check this because
Yeah.
there's a part of me that finds
Check, no,
that
check
hard to
it
believe.
because I could be wrong, but I know it went down dramatically. That's
no,
what I
because
said.
that's so damn cheap, bro.
Yeah, it went down, 40 or 80
Like
cents a
that's
mile.
like that's genuinely hard for me to believe.
Oh yeah, now you think why I quit?
No, I would totally understand.
Because even if somebody
Are
didn't
you
need,
fucking kidding?
because even someone didn't
Trying to update the app.
oh, it's okay.
Or you can just put it
well,
on my
while you
phone.
update, I'll tell you, like, even if someone didn't give you a tip, right? And I'll tell you, some people were kind of cheap, but when I realized
course.
that if I'm getting $120 just to take you to the airport, that's great for me. So imagine going to the airport, back to Trenton or taking somebody to Philadelphia. I'm making $300 or $400 in like 5 hours.
Yeah.
4 or 5 hours.
Oh yeah.
Now it takes like almost 6 or 7 hours to make $150-200. And everybody keeps saying, "Oh, I'm making bank today. I made like $200." Well, how long did you work for? Oh, 6, 7 hours, 8. I said
Yeah,
when I did 3 to 5, I was making 4
That's
or 5.
not how a successful business works.
Exactly.
Like you don't
Exactly.
start paying your employees less.
Right. That's not
You know
how
what
it
I mean?
works. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
supposed
like
to go
when
down.
you do that, like that's when people quit and you run out of business.
And that's the reason why I quit, because I'm like, how am I going to afford to pay inflation and you're deflating the pay?
Yeah, no, that shit don't work.
No.
I'm trying to look this up now.
Well, the last time I remember, because now I haven't done Uber in like almost, it'll be 5 years this coming summer. Because I did it, because of COVID. So it'd be almost 5 years, because I stopped right before COVID in 19.
So
And
the worst one, I looked up Newark Airport from here.
yeah.
It's $106.
Oh, so it went up. So it did go up a little bit.
Yeah. So that's what I saw.
Okay. So
Because
okay.
I'm like, I can't believe like
No,
this shit is $20.
Well, yeah. I seriously, it was like
It was
I was making
that
120.
bad at one point?
Yeah, it was so. That's the reason I quit, because I did an airport ride once, and
Right.
it went from like $115, $120 down to $45 for the whole airport ride.
Mm-mm.
You know, $45. So they may have raised the prices back up a little bit to pay the drivers, maybe try to
Yeah.
get people back on the system.
Like, all right, my bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But you know what? But here's the thing: even though it's $120, but there's a breakdown on that too, like the tax, Uber fees, and and what does the driver get out of that $120? There's
Well,
that too,
yeah.
because Uber actually tagged on a couple other fees too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. So I don't know if that's all included in the $106 or
This is why we tune into Hot Tag Takes, everybody. Everybody's getting their latest Uber news right here from Hamilton Radio. I do have something that I want to talk about, and I don't mean to cut off what you're talking about.
Move on to
By
the next
way,
thing.
I have a few shout-outs to give before that. Shout out to Action Figure Wrestling, who has tuned into the show. We appreciate you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Also, shout out to Manuel Diaz.
Hey, Manny.
He just said hi. What's up, bro?
What's up, Manny? Manny.
And also, shout out to Scamify. That's a hell of a name.
Scamify?
That's like Uber. Scamify.
Is that
Uber's a scam, so is Scamify.
Scamify.
He also said, yeah, that's not right. And he left a comment saying Hamilton Radio. That is the station that
Thank you, man.
Broadcast from. This is who I started broadcasting with. So,
all right.
You know, if you
thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening.
Talk about Hamilton Radio to your friends and whoever you can.
Family.
Please let everybody know. Spread
the
news. Channel, and everybody comment, share, and subscribe. We have officially passed 8,100 subscribers.
There we go. So we need 2,000 more to.
Little less than that.
Little less than that, but we want more.
Of course we do.
But John took the words right out of my mouth because we were leading to the same direction. I was going to say, because I'm not in the back room in the control room, I was going to say, normally I put it up on the screen.
He appreciates the realness.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, this is realness when your producer has to come out when you struggle for guests. That is absolute realness. 100%. I didn't even make his ass come out. He was like, "Let me not let this man struggle."
That's right. I'm not gonna let this man struggle.
Let me bring my shiny, bald-headed self out of here.
That's right. See,
I appreciate you telling your friends.
See, when I come out here, you know, it's an exclusive time because normally I don't come out.
Oh, is it now? See, we all just think you didn't do that because you're ugly, but my man right here.
That's right.
But. Yeah, everybody make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe.
That's right.
Give us all the fixings.
Help us get up to over 10,000, you know.
Yes.
Tell your friends, cousins, family, aunts, uncles, you know.
Tell your brother's second cousin that you never talked to that always asks you for money.
That's right. Or tell your baby's mama and mama's mama.
Nah, forget all that. We don't want that baby mama drama here at Hamilton Radio.
We just want
don't
you to
nobody need that.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Because with your help, we can start getting monetization and hopefully some sponsors.
Tell this man to fucking pay me.
That's right.
You know, basically like Uber doesn't do.
Exactly. That's where I learned from.
I do have something that I want to ask you. And the reason why I asked this is because of the latest WWE pay-per-view that I'm going to talk about. Since,
okay, yeah, sure.
You know, we don't have any friends to talk to tonight. So, is predictability in a show a good thing? Because I feel like it's a double-edged sword, personally. Like, you watch something, and there's something you want to happen, and when you see it happen, it's very satisfying.
Right.
Versus another thing where you're hoping that they go in a different direction, but if it's predictable, you don't really want to see that. I feel like you can get either one out of shows at different times. And, you know, I feel like right now, what I'm about to talk about, it's a good thing. Because I feel like the show that I'm about to talk about, probably the best pay-per-view of the year so far.
Right.
And I got every single match prediction right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to put it this way. If you can, and I know it's totally different, I was comparing to football. You
got those hearts going. We love it.
Love it. All right. Well, this is my thing. When we do predictions, like for football, when we do fantasy football, or we're just betting on the team, you know, we look at statistics. We have statistics, you know, averages, plays, hurts, injuries, and we kind of get an idea who's going to win and who's not going to win. And then in some cases, like in some football teams, they surprise you.
You like it when the underdog wins.
Yeah, you like it when the underdog wins.
I'll give an example right now.
Yeah.
The Knicks are winning against the Celtics in their series 3-1.
Right.
They were predicted by, I'm sure, some people to get swept.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised if they got swept.
A couple other teams, you know.
And the Celtics had bad shooting nights their first couple of games. And now their best player, Jason Tatum, has gone down with a possible injury. We're hoping not. We're wishing for the best. And also, I am never mad when a New York team gets kicked out of anything.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the
You
only
you
oh,
you know who I rep, bro.
exactly.
I make that
Well,
very clear.
I'm gonna tell you, and we're gonna go. I'm gonna relate this to the wrestling match. It was like when the Washington Commanders. I forgot who they were playing.
A lot of people were rooting for Randy, bro.
Yeah, and they beat. I forgot. I think they beat. Now, quote me if I'm wrong, but somebody looked this up for me. But I think they beat. I think it was either. Forgive me if I don't remember, but I'm going to say I think it was either the Steelers or the Giants or Detroit. I was one of those three teams. I
What
can't
year
really
was
remember.
this?
This year, this past season.
So Washington beat the Lions this past season.
Something, yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
The Washington beat
Okay.
the Lions, and I was
got you.
and I was
I'm with
rooting
you.
for. I thought Detroit was going to beat the Commanders. I was like, wow, because they
Yeah.
weren't doing so well, but then they came up, and so my thing with the wrestling is that, I don't really watch a lot of wrestling, so I'm a little, naive to the
The
sport.
score
right?
was 45-31, by the way. He wanted to
45,
let you
31?
know.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And when we relate that, with wrestling, I think we could do the same thing, right? You
Right.
could see like the person's statistics
But
and how many wins.
here's the
but
thing.
then they
This-
can come back with a throwback, and be like, oh man, and that person
But
actually wins the
here's
match,
here's the thing, though. Wrestling is scripted,
right?
where sports are happening in real time.
Exactly.
So there's always going to be stories that come out of what happened in sports.
Mm-hmm.
Wrestling, you can create some stories around some of the things.
But you
that
don't know
happen.
what they wrote.
Not all of them are always planned,
Mm-hmm.
but that's kind of the beauty of it. You pivot
Right.
to that story, and then you can go to that, and you don't know what else can come out of that story.
Right. It's always a bunch of surprises. So you think what they wrote in that script, you're trying to predict, but since it's already been predetermined, like you said,
Yeah.
in football and basketball, and
But I feel like this is a long-winded way to say, like, what
Yeah.
do you think of
I'm sorry,
predictability?
it's a general question in a way, because there's
Right.
a lot of scenarios that can happen within that question, and you can give so many different examples.
But don't you feel like it can kind of be like a double-edged sword?
Yeah,
Sometimes
of course.
It can be good.
Oh, no.
Okay,
Oh, definitely.
That's what I wanted to know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. To narrow it down, yes, it give you a double-edged sword, and if you
Because
wanna
I know there's a million different examples we could go.
yeah, exactly, and it could be a catch-22 at the same time.
Like we could be very happy that we see one person win, and then there's Mark Henry. We didn't predict
Right.
this, but he ended up getting called sexual chocolate in the '90s. So
Sexual
there's things that are predictable that we love, and there's things that are unpredictable where we're like
Right.
Nemo Dory. What the fuck is going on over here? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
there's so many, again, like you said, there's so many scenarios, but I was feeling like it can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. I want
Right.
to get your opinion on that.
Oh yes, no, definitely,
And
definitely,
again,
I agree.
the reason why I got every match prediction right. So the first
Right.
one was the fatal four-way for the U.S. Championship, where
Okay.
Jacob Fatu retained. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre took each other out in the middle of the match, fought in the crowd. We saw a nice spot where they both went through tables off of the stands in the audience.
Now that's the wrestling there.
Yeah,
when they
no,
get
it
into the
was-
stands and they throw the
Oh,
chairs at
yeah.
each other, or they back each other with the
They
chair.
don't do that in a boxing match.
Nah.
You go out of the ring in a boxing
Wait,
match,
does
you
some-
lose.
Does someone take a folding chair and whack them in the back?
Yeah, I've never seen that in a boxing match, sir.
No, I didn't say boxing.
Well,
I'm
I'm sure somebody did at some point.
No, not the boxing, the wrestling.
No, I'm saying I'm
Yeah.
sure someone did at some point. I just don't remember exactly.
That was always the MO in the 80s and the 90s. They
yeah.
fought in the crowd.
That's because they couldn't do moves back then. Like the finisher was a leg drop.
right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, at the same time, that's not always a bad thing.
No,
Because again, you tell stories. If
Right.
you try to do bigger and bigger and bigger moves, you kind of lose the story a little
Storyline.
bit.
exactly.
So, and again, you can only make moves so much bigger. But yeah, they took each other out. It became a one-on-one match between Jacob Fatu and LA Knight, and they kicked it off with the first big surprise. Jeff Cobb is a part of WWE. Corn on the Cob. He's right here. Corn on the Cob is coming from Japan all the way to the States to be a part of the bloodline, it is looking like, under Solo Sikoa, possibly his new enforcer. And it's an exciting time, man, because I didn't really know where they were going to go with Solo. And now he's got someone else under his thumb that we can maybe add to the storyline.
Quick question.
What's up?
Because, I don't know. Kornikov, is he a sumo wrestler?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to know.
So Jeff Cobb used to wrestle for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Okay.
He was part of a stable there.
Okay.
I have never seen him wrestle. I'm very excited to actually see that.
Okay.
But he put an ass whooping on LA Knight, and it was very believable. There was a crossbody into the ring post.
Okay.
And LA Knight was facing the ring post, and it looked brutal, and I enjoyed it. And it was a very great first impression. I was very happy with it. And I'm excited to see where they take it. But Jacob Fatu ended up retaining his championship. And like he said, he is all gas, no brakes, and he just dog walked their ass. With a little help, with a spot. With a spot. He had a spot, but he did it.
Okay.
But, yeah, man, no. I want to see him hold on to that title for a while, and I want to see him be dominant. Or if Gunther takes it from him at SummerSlam, I'm also fine with that, and we could just put him into the main event scene.
Main event scene. Okay.
One of those two.
One of those two. Now, are we in the main event now, or is it about to start soon?
No, this was the kickoff. This was the first match.
Oh, okay.
So the next match after that, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'll go through all the matches anyway. I believe was for the women's title.
Okay.
It was Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria, and this was a storyline where the teacher turned on the student, clotheslined her in the middle of the ring one week and just beat the dog shit out of her. Was slamming her to the mat, driving her head into the floor.
Right.
Just opened up the can of whoop ass.
Gotcha.
Opened up the can of whoop ass and had it until it was fizzing everywhere.
I am going to have to catch one of these games, maybe especially in the WrestleMania, just to catch up to see what's going on. I'm normally a baseball and football fan, but being in the studio and doing other things, I get tied down.
Here's the thing. I've been a fan of this since I was a kid.
Right.
And I don't understand why, I personally don't have other family members that have been into it, especially my mom, because she's a big General Hospital fan.
Oh, really?
And this is like a soap opera with violence, if you think about it.
Well, I mean, look at it. Would you sit and watch between General Hospital and WrestleMania? Which one would you watch?
Well, here's the thing. I know the story that I'm going to be into more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? But at the same time, I feel like if you follow the stories, then it's a little bit easier to get into. Because I know there's been stuff that, like, Abby's been able to sink her teeth into. Like, I came home and she was watching, like, old Joe Henry. I was like, who is this chick? Who is this chick in my house? Because it's not my wife.
I got to tell you,
I'm gonna have to confess to my wife that I'm cheating on her with my wife.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, when I was younger, a young lad, child, and my babysitter used to always, which was also a preacher's wife,
right?
And she loved soap operas.
Okay.
She used to watch Days of Our Lives, General Hospital, and One Life to Live. And
One Life to Live is another one.
There was another one. I forgot what it was. But it would always be from noon to like 4 or 5 o'clock. And all I wanted to do was watch a couple of cartoons. So I was bored out of my
mind. She took all your cartoons away from you, man.
I'm going to tell you, for a young kid, and don't get me wrong, she was a very sweet woman. She was strict, but she was very sweet. And she fed me. And she made sure I ate.
Yeah, she fed you with fucking soap operas.
Well, that too. But I'm gonna tell you, man. I got so bored with those soap operas.
I bet.
I could.
I would be too.
I was thankful just to watch the news.
Oh my God.
Yeah, to watch
That's bad.
I
When
know.
you watch the news as a kid,
Yeah.
suck the childhood right on out of you
yeah,
with the soap operas.
I was so happy to see Jim Gardner come on
Oh
6
my
God. That's
I've
how
never-
bad.
I've never
that's
heard
how
that.
that's how bad it was.
I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah. Well,
That's
imagine you watching 3-4 hours of soap opera.
Shout out to Air W, by the way, who just tuned in and is with us.
Okay.
What's up, my guy?
What's up? What's
How
up?
you
Thanks for
feeling?
tuning in. Share this show.
Yes, sir. Like, comment,
and
share, and
share,
subscribe.
share.
We appreciate you
Thank
guys.
you. Thank
We
you.
are
Thank
talking
you.
about Backlash, by the way. If you want to
Yeah.
give any opinions while you guys are on the air, we would be happy to
Now-
talk about those. We were in the middle of talking about Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch, and this man couldn't help but talk about soap operas.
I'm sorry. It was just
He just couldn't help himself.
I'm really. I'm
had
doing-
the urge.
He's talking about the sports. I'm relating different content to the sport. I'm just trying to relate.
He's covering for me. I appreciate it. He's covering for my
'Cause
bullshit.
I'm
right
gonna
now.
let you. I am. Well, I'm covering some of the BS, but I haven't watched wrestling in years.
See, we shouldn't
Since-
call this show Hot Tag Takes. We should call this show Autism Incarnate for the way we bounce around.
I know, right? We're just bouncing around everywhere. Well, so what'd you do yesterday? I don't know. Okay, what's that plug? Oh, I don't know what it is. But yeah, I did watch a lot of the football, and John and I talked about that a lot more than I did with the wrestling, and because in 2023 I missed the entire season. I was so busy of football, so I made sure to catch the games.
That's why you got to watch the highlights, bro.
Oh, I know. But sometimes you get home, you're tired, and you just want to sit there. And I'm not gonna.
Most of the highlights I watch are Eagles highlights.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I like to watch the whole
I don't
game.
give a fuck about the other teams.
Yeah, but I like to watch the whole game because sometimes.
I do too, but at the same time, we ain't got time, bro. I ain't got time for all that. Nah, it's
I
a
know.
lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Like-
not watching
like-
every fucking
like my
game.
one dude-
Are we talking about Becky and Lyra? Yes.
Becky and
Let's
Lyra.
get back on
Okay,
track.
let's track
So,
here. Okay, Becky and Lyra.
teacher turned on the student, and they go to have a match because the student is the current women's IC champ.
Okay.
The inaugural women's IC champ, by the way, held that title for over 100 days, has several defenses under her belt, and has a
Okay.
victory in the past over teacher Becky Lynch.
Okay.
And Becky Lynch is clearly jealous and
really?
wants to take the title from her for herself. And the reason why Becky Lynch is jealous, because you seem curious about that, is she took some time off to be a mother.
Okay.
Actually, before she turned heel, she brought her daughter to a press conference, and I'm like, they can never turn her heel again. And then guess
Right.
what they did the next night?
They turned again.
Turned her heel. So, but anyways, that's not the point. But, Becky Lynch wants this match pretty much to prove that this new era of women hasn't passed her by. She's not willing to move over. So Lyra's going to try to make her by beating her in the middle of the ring.
Okay.
And they put on a great match, one of my favorites of the night. Lyra kicks out of 2-man handle slams, looks like an absolute beast in the process.
Right.
Rolls her up while she's been blinded, while she's still blinded from being poked in the eyes, rolls her up for a count of 3. Husband heel, and then wife turns heel. Bro.
Wow.
See, in real life, that actually happens backwards.
Okay.
Usually the wife turns heel, and then the
then
husband
husband-
usually gets sick of the bullshit.
Right. And he comes in.
You know how it goes.
That's right. Boom.
But wrestling doesn't have to be real life, so it's okay.
No, it doesn't have to. Let me ask you this. It's somewhat. Here I come with the relatable.
I'm listening.
All right. Now.
I'm listening to your autism. Don't worry.
Thank you. Now, for all my fellas out there, what do you think is more sexier, female wrestlers or female basketball players?
What do I think is sexier?
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I'm gonna say, but
Yeah, I know the wrestler. Yeah. I have to go with the wrestlers myself.
I mean, normally, you know, if at the same time, if
Yeah.
I can go up to somebody's chest, like that's very easy access.
Yeah.
It's like a girl being short
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, doesn't have to worry about rug burn on her knees.
Right.
Like, you
exactly.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
so Air W agrees wrestlers. So far, that's 3-0.
3-0.
I just want to say that
That's
right
right.
now.
Yeah,
while
there you
we're
go.
on the topic of it.
Yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Lyra wins the
Wins.
match. Becky attacks her after, you know, sore loser.
Mm-hmm.
Puts her in her finishing submission hold to disarm her.
Right.
And, you know, Lyra sells it like her arm is broken. You know, they talk about how she may have a broken nose in the middle of the match.
Okay.
I don't actually think she does. But, you know, it was a great match, great post-match segment. It was exactly what we needed. And I'm happy Lyra retained because she has a signature victory now.
Okay.
You know, now if you want to take the title off of her in a rematch, that's fine. If you want to have her challenge a couple more people, have her lose it at the next big pay-per-view, also fine. If you want this to be a long inaugural title run before you push her up to the top of the card, that also works for me. Hell, if you want to give her Queen of the Ring this year on top of that Intercontinental title run and have her lose it somewhere in the middle, there's so much that you could do. Hire me, WWE, for producing. But, you know, I like the place that her character is in. I feel like it's resonating much better from this feud.
Okay.
I feel like she's been able to do a couple of great promos in the ring with Becky Lynch. And I think this has done wonders for her, and I think it's exactly what she has needed.
Quick question.
That was also my favorite match at Backlash. It was a good match.
Oh, okay. Now, did they intertwine those separate?
do you
The
mean?
female WrestleMania and the men's WrestleMania.
No.
Is it in the same arena or
No,
No?
yes, yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean, I know the women don't fight the men. I'm just saying that. They're fighting.
I think they've had women's pay-per-views before.
Right.
I don't know how many times that's actually happened, but they've had all women's pay-per-views before, but that's not a normal thing.
Normal thing. Okay. Oh, thank you. See, I'm learning something, catching up over decades of.
I mean, it's not something they did back then.
Right.
Back in the day, they used to have bra and panties matches. That was that was the headlining main event.
Or mud wrestling.
Yeah, man. It's come far, man. It really has. So
And
there was
bikinis.
also the Intercontinental title match, Dominic Mysterio versus Penta El Zero. And, Dominic busted out some awesome moves in this match.
Okay.
And the thing is, we think he's so much of a chicken shit heel and a wimp that we forget he can actually wrestle. Like, there was the suicide dive that he turned into a DDT that just looks sick. He pulled out his girlfriend's finishing move, which he made look pretty cool. He busted out his normal move, 619, 3 Amigos, Frog Splash. And we still got interferences from 4 different people. So, he got to properly look weak and strong at the same time, which is a sentence I never thought I would say. And he was able to retain his title and keep this going. Here's the thing. One of the guys in his faction, we're assuming, is jealous of him and the success that he's had, because this is a guy who's a veteran of the business and is a very accomplished wrestler. His name's Finn Balor. He's a former world champion. His only world title reign ended in a day because he got injured in the match where he won.
Oh, really?
And he was out for like 7-8 months.
Now I'm reading this here.
Dom nailed Oblivion. That's the fuck he did.
Now, here's one I'm reading. Okay, that's what I was doing on my phone. I was trying to find something. Here's I'm trying to read here. Mark Plier making his debut at the end of the Mr. Beast versus Logan Paul.
Mark Plier?
Plier.
I'm about to take this from you.
Yeah.
You've had too much to drink, sir.
Right there on top.
Oh, yeah. I haven't actually seen that.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was just trying to find.
I don't know.
I didn't have anything to drink.
You sure? You've got me worried, Ruben.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to catch up here. See, Kenny Omega says that
that's
we're
AEW.
AAW. Okay.
You're in the other business now.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We're going away. The autism is coming back.
Right. Let's see.
So
I'm just trying to read the news facts.
yeah, but the match we had after that, I think was Gunther versus Pat McAfee,
Okay.
and I kind of wanted this to be a slaughter.
Right.
Where Pat McAfee, gets beaten up, and eventually he just gets stretched out.
Okay.
And while that's not exactly what happened, he did get beat up for most of the match.
Okay.
But they made it, kind of in a way where, like, he kept getting back up, he wasn't going to quit. His chest was as red as a beet, which is always fun because this guy likes to chop people, and he likes to chop people hard.
Right.
And it's entertaining, and we love it. And I'm sure the person going through it doesn't, but it's fine. Take it as a badge of honor. You get through it.
Oh, exactly.
But yeah, he was beating him up for most of the match. Michael Cole, the announcer, got involved, grabbed his foot so he could almost get a pin. And it was a good time. And eventually, this guy ended up getting choked out, and that was the end of that. But yeah,
wow.
I mean, he got his ass kicked proper for about 10-15 minutes. Trying to stick up for his friend, and it was exactly what it needed to be. It was good. I enjoyed it. And then you had the main event, which was John Cena versus Randy Orton, which I feel like we're in the Matrix.
Oh, I was just reading that too.
Because
it says John Cena did immediately after WWE WrestleMania.
Here's the problem. We've seen that match so many times that saying you're excited for a John Cena versus Randy Orton match doesn't feel like a sentence that should come out of your mouth. Like, it feels weird to say.
Right.
Like, you say that and you feel like you're living in the Matrix.
Exactly.
Like, the men chant, "Let's go Cena." The women and children chant, "Cena sucks," with the heel turn. Like, that's already enough.
So, in other words, when I'm reading...
And then you say you're excited for this match.
So, is this true?
What?
On April 20th, I know I'm going back some.
Okay.
It said in WrestleMania 41, main event, John Cena became a record-breaking 17-time world champion. Okay.
The record was 16 with Ric Flair.
Yes, I know I'm 3 weeks late on that, but
yeah, no, they've been announcing him as the never seen 17.
Oh, never seen 17. Oh, okay.
He says he's gonna ruin wrestling, and then he puts out fucking bars like he's gonna be the doctor of thugonomics again.
Okay, so that's what you guys are talking about because he beat Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Got
Cody Rhodes has not been seen since.
Since then, he went silent.
Oh, yeah. Radio silent. There is an APB out for this man.
See?
But I feel like that's as it should be.
It should be. See, I'm catching up a little bit.
Because I feel like, the way Cody lost, I feel like going away for a bit is probably the best thing for him. And then maybe doing what Roman Reigns did last year and returning around SummerSlam.
Oh, definitely.
Which would be pretty cool because we got to see Roman Reigns return last year during Cody's match.
Okay, here's the
now
Backlash.
If Cody returns during Roman Reigns' match or after.
Okay, 2025, John Cena beats Randy Orton.
This was tonight, which thank you for spoiling before I talked about the match.
Well, I said I was trying to catch up.
It's not like there was a lot of moves.
It
was a big finisher fest. John Cena took control in the beginning.
Okay.
I think we maybe saw like 10 finishers in that match total.
Right, okay.
Like, John Cena hit 3 AAs on Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton hit like 5 RKOs on John Cena, as well as 2 AAs through 2 tables. Like, there was a lot going on. 2 referees went down. There were 2 referee bumps.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you normally don't get multiple of those. Normally you get the one for shenanigans and then like that's it. But you normally don't get multiple. You don't get like chaos like that. But
yeah, they said it was very chaotic.
It was welcome. I feel like right now the way they're putting John Cena matches together, I feel like less is more, and I feel like the story is there because of that.
Oh, yeah, here it is. It says Cena then put his hand. I'm just reading a little quote here. it said in their final chapter, Cena then put his hand out for a handshake, and when is it Orton or Orton?
Randy Orton, yeah.
Yeah, Orton put his hand out, the champion snuck in a slap. However, Orton returned the favor soon after, resulting in Cena leaving the ring.
You feel good about reading that? You letting everybody know you can read now?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that was
on phonics, brother.
That's right. That was right. That was right in the beginning. But
Right.
yeah, a lot of moves happened. There was a finisher fest. The ending sequence was kind of the same, where somebody is begging off the opponent of John Cena, whether it's John Cena or somebody else. This time, it wasn't John Cena begging off Cody Rhodes. This time, it was R-Truth begging off Randy Orton.
Okay.
And he got an RKO for his trouble. And John Cena then proceeded to give Randy Orton a low blow, which he did to Cody Rhodes. He then proceeded to hit him with the title, which he did to Cody Rhodes. He then proceeded to get the 1-2-3, which he did to Cody Rhodes.
Right.
That's the only complaint I have about the match is the finish is the exact same thing, which is where the predictability is kind of like a big slap in the face.
Right.
But other than that, I enjoyed the chaos. I didn't mind the lack of moves. I had fun.
They said that Orton.
Yes, we're talking about Randy and Cena now.
Yeah, Randy and Cena. Yeah, they said that Orton gave John Cena an attitude adjustment because of the five knuckle shuffle.
Yo, like honestly, like I haven't actually released this as like a joke yet. I'm sure I will at some point. But like I feel because here's the thing, like if you listen to a lot of stories, apparently like John Cena's drinking stories are legendary.
Right.
And I feel like naming his move the AA is an homage to his.
Oh yeah, here it is too. Yeah, it says the two got back on their feet and Cena landed a clean AA. Orton was able to kick out the pin attempt.
Cena, he hit a AA after we talked about a big drinking story. Just gonna go hit that AA.
Hey, gonna hit that AA.
Shit, got in a car accident. Gonna go hit that AA.
Hey.
Shit, fell asleep on the beach. Gonna go hit that AA.
So what it looks like here between Cena and Orton, it was just like it was an ongoing battle. That's from what I'm reading here. It was just like it was messy.
It just went. It was chaotic.
Yeah, I'm looking at
finishers, ref bumps, tables.
Yeah.
Eventually, executives
here it
came
is,
out, and Randy Orton RKO'd all of them.
Is that Orton decided to clear the announcer's table, and Cena pushed his opponent into the referee, who hit his head against the steel steps.
That did happen.
With the official out again.
That looked like an accident, too. That's the worst part.
Then Cena tried the AA on Orton again, but he reversed it and delivered the AA to Cena himself onto the table. Here's the match.
Would you save Cena face or Randy Prime? I'm not sure what that means. Like, are we talking about when Randy drank Prime and we thought it was nasty?
There it is. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure out what this question means. Would you save Cena face or Randy Prime? There was a moment in the match where Randy drank Prime, and I'm not sure if that's what he's talking about.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm still trying to understand the question. Right. Yeah. So if you could word that in a different way, I would 100% be happy to answer it, and I would truly appreciate it.
Definitely.
Because I don't have a fucking clue.
Now, everybody,
Dory.
I'm just reading commentary from USA Today News on the wrestling match that John is talking about. Because again, I don't watch wrestling.
Yeah, reading this shit like a fucking Dr. Seuss novel. Just trying to rhyme words that don't exist.
I will not eat green eggs and hams on the train or on the plane. I will not eat them with a goat on a boat.
I will not eat green eggs and ham. And AA will not make me understand, Sam I am. No. So I think he's asking, would you rather face Randy in 2012 or Doctor of Thugonomics John Cena?
Oh, okay.
Which one would I rather face? Probably Doctor Onyx. Probably Doctor of Thugonomics, because that was very early John Cena. Like that was like no more than like early 2005. Like he started phasing out of it then. So I feel like that would be my answer.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the people I would rather face, who I'm taking in that match, if I'm not understanding, is probably 2012 Randy Orton.
Okay.
Because again, he could just kick this young boy right in his fucking head. I
Yep.
can't believe I'm talking about John Cena and saying young boy in the same sentence after that bald spot we've seen. Like, Jesus Christ. You know what was so funny?
What's that?
I remember he talked about his bald spot. And he addressed it on the Pat McAfee show.
Uh-huh.
And he talked about how he had to get his hair replaced because people made him feel so bad about it.
Hey,
It was fucking gold. It was great.
I mean, look at The Rock.
You gotta love an insecure bad guy.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at
The Rock is just bald.
Yeah.
When you're just bald altogether, it's not the same thing. His bald spot is his head.
Yeah.
You know, like what are we counting? I got a bald spot on my head, but I got chest hair. Like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, I'm not completely bald. I got hair on my chest. Let the fuck out of here.
I got hair on my chest.
So because I work in pools and I don't have nearly as much chest hair as I used to, does that make me bald?
No.
I'm bald on my chest. I got a balded chest.
Balded chest.
I'm walking in Hamilton Radio with a balded chest.
He's boulder dicing.
That's right. I call this shit Baldur's Gate.
Not pizza. Oh.
Nah, never that.
I know, right? This is not the Clinton story.
Yeah, nah, you do not need to go under that table.
Exactly.
Yeah, nah. You might need to go back into your hole just for that.
Dun 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 dun.
No, but overall, Backlash was a fun show. I enjoyed watching it, and yeah, man, I'm excited for what they have next. You know, like I feel like, and this is a good problem to have. There's a lot of different stories going on right now that I feel like, and they all can't get on the pay-per-views. And you know, you want to see everybody get their shine, even though they all can't appear on one event. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And, you know, I feel like, again, that's a good problem to have.
It's not a bad problem.
Because you're moving matches, you know, onto free TV.
Right.
And it's making also free TV better. And you're still finding a way to get them their shine in front of a national audience that maybe wouldn't be able to see them otherwise. So I feel like it's a blessing and a curse, but you do want to see them get their shine on the pay-per-views. Like there was Jey Uso versus Seth Rollins on Raw. You would have loved to see them get their shine on Backlash.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'll be honest with you.
Before you continue that thought, Air W asked, would you face CM Punk or Braun Breaker? CM Punk. Nah, I'm good. I'm not trying to have a dude that can run 20-plus miles an hour off the ropes spear me. Dude is 270 running that goddamn fast. Hell no.
Yeah. So you see, weight's not everything.
Like, bro, I have not heard from I Show Speed ever since that spear.
He's doing those.
I Show Speed was shown speed that day.
Even though he's turning 70 pounds and he's on the ropes balancing like Bruce Lee.
Dude is running 20-plus miles an hour at 270. You can miss me with
on
that
the
shit.
ropes. On the ropes.
Still,
that's about.
I don't give a fuck.
That's balance. If you think about it.
No, that too.
That's balance. You know, someone that
give
can
a
balance.
Fuck if he's running off the ropes or not.
If he wasn't too old, he could probably have been a football player.
Well, I think he made the NFL actually.
Oh, he did? Oh.
I don't know what happened from it, but
because you can balance. If you could balance like that, man, can you imagine the plays you can make with a balance like that? Oh, that's insane.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, you know, football is full of a lot of athletic freaks.
You know, that's true too.
It's not like it's just him. But I'm trying to
they both got athletic
look it
freaks.
up right now. Well, yeah.
I mean, wrestling is like a demented circus. You know, you got people with chains.
So he was signed by the Baltimore Ravens as an undrafted fullback.
Okay.
He was released in August. So his football career lasted about 4 months.
Oh, see, look at that. I called it. I didn't even know.
Yeah, and he was not signed by another team.
Only reason I know that because
But yeah, he did make it. He was on the Baltimore Ravens
that's what I
for
was
about
saying.
4 months.
And reason why I brought that up is because a lot of football players, I think in the 1990s, they were what's the word I'm looking for? Damn, it's been a long day. I'm trying to think. Encouraged. They were encouraged to take ballet lessons because they could teach them how to balance on the field to play better games.
That's fair.
You know, and all to
That
learn
way
how
they
to
could
balance.
that way they could probably cut, adjust to where somebody's going if they need to.
Do jumps and overlays, stuff
Yeah,
like that.
that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's more for balancing, like learn how to balance and everything when
Right.
you're on the field, especially when you're running or you know. So
We
that's why
we didn't think they were going to paint their toenails, Ruben. It's okay.
And so when you brought that up with the 270 pounds on a rope in wrestling, even though those ropes are a little tight, but that's a good balance to just run on a rope without falling.
Guy's a beast.
Oh man, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we got.
I get happy when I can post something of me carrying a 150-pound sandbag on
Exactly.
Instagram.
So anyway, we got about 3 minutes left. So
Air W has to go anyway,
There we go.
so that means
Okay.
we have to go as well.
exactly. So I gotta go back so we can close out John.
But anyways, man, we wanted to talk about Backlash real quick because you can see the exact amount of friends outside of Hamilton Radio that I have, clearly. But we enjoyed you guys being here. We enjoyed you guys in the group chat. The group chat was fun tonight. The group chat was popping off, man. But anyways, guys, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Again, we are close to 8,100 subscribers, and we are not that far off from bringing it to 10,000, and I want to be able to do that as soon as possible. So make sure you guys share with friends, share with family, and again, make sure you guys keep supporting the show and the shorts as much as you have. We will be back here next week, guest or not. This month is not looking the most amazing with guests, so if you do tune in for the guests, I apologize. But we will find a way to make this entertaining for you. But again, I am John BRECKO. Ruben Rodriguez, shout out to him, the producer. We will be back next week regardless. Peace out.